Hi everybody, today we're going to be tying the Shannon Streamer. It's a pattern that I've really enjoyed that has a lot of realistic movement. Just moving the tail right here, you can tell that is extremely movable. It acts just like a real bait fish when it's in the water, and it gets a lot of hits. So let's get started with this real quick. So I'm going to put in a size 2 stinger hook, and here you can use whatever you'd like really. Some people use a 1/0 or 2/0 hook. This is just a size 2, and I'm just going to get started with the thread here. So here we go, so you just get started with the thread. The next piece of material is going to be some marabou, some white marabou. You can use any color you really like. You can use olive, black, brown, red even. White's just the original pattern. This was originally made for a bass fly. So we get started. This fly right here, just gonna peel it off a little bit, peel a little bit down, get as much as you'd like, and then stick it on the hook. Sometimes if you wet it, it's a little bit easier to handle. There we go. So we'll tie this on right about there. Okay. So just soft wrap and go down. Now what I like to do is, instead of trying to tie all the marabou, I just like to trim a little bit already, because trying to deal with marabou gets all over the place. So I'm just going to do little tiny pinch wraps throughout the whole thing. That way I can keep in control of the material. There we go. Next, I'm going to get some pearl colored Chanel right here. Going to cut about 10 inches off. You'll eventually figure out about how much you need. This is probably a little too much, but hey, that's okay. We'll always have extra for more flies. So you just tie this in right here to the front of the hook, or more on the middle. Bring your thread forward. So there you go, it's tied. Now you're just going to start wrapping. This is where it gets kind of turns into the Shannon Streamer. It's really interesting how this works. Right here. So as you get towards the bend of the hook right here, you can get one more wrap. And then you're going to want to grab the marabou, hold it with one hand, and then you actually just go over it. Wrap over it. Don't wrap over it too tight, then the marabou starts to spin and it'll actually cause your Chanel to come off. But you can kind of see about how much there's left, kind of judge how far you want to go. Right here, I'm going to go about right here. Let's see. Okay, one more wrap. There we go. Now comes the interesting part. You're going to start wrapping back towards the front of the hook, over over the Chanel that you already wrapped with. Right here. Just gonna go over. Now this fly has a lot of movement, since the tail of this fly, or most of the body anyway, is not attached to the actual hook itself. You tie it onto the marabou. So you go over. If you tie this right, you do not have to worry about it coming undone or unraveling itself. Okay. Can make a little bit more for a head right here. There we go. So now I'm just going to tie this off. You're basically, now you're pretty much done with the fly. And you can add eyes if you like. You can color the top like I did with this pattern here. You can do really whatever you want. So yeah, just depends whatever you're wanting to do. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you catch fish. That's the ultimate goal right there, is to catch the fish. So with the thread, I'm going to wax it a little bit. That way it's a little slippery. And then I'm going to just tie it off on the front. Okay, and I'll do one more time just to ensure that's in there. Now what I always do is I like to make my flies extremely durable. Even the flies that I sell, I like to make durable. You don't necessarily have to put glue on the head of the fly to make it stay, because that right there with the two, when I finished off the head 2 different times, that should be enough to actually keep it from actually coming unraveled when you're fishing it. Now I'm just trying to get some of this glue right here. There we go, and let's do it one more time underneath. Because it's always the worst thing ever is whenever you have to have a fly unravel on you, especially if it's working. Okay, there we go. Now, like I said before, you can try to add eyes, you can color it. Pretty much right here, the fly's done. You can start fishing it and it'll catch fish. Like I said before, it was originally made for bass, but you can use it for trout fishing. We all know that trout love streamers as well. So here we're going to try adding some eyes real quick. So, got that. Now you don't have to, I just want to do it just to show you guys how to do it exactly. There's a little trick that I saw in watching some fly tying videos actually about how to put the eyes on, and instead of actually trying to put it on with your fingers, he used the bodkin to actually put on the eyes, kind of like so. There we go, I'll show it there. And then he took the glue and glued the hook, not the hook but the fly actually. So I'm just getting my glue out and ready real quick. Okay, so we're gonna pull it there. There's one eye. As you can see, I'm gonna take it, I'm just gonna put it on top of the bodkin. Oh, whoops, the eye slipped away. There we go. Take some white glue, put it on there. Gonna slide that off like so. And now you have Shannon Streamer right there. As you can tell, there's eyes on it. It moves a lot, and you can do whatever you want with this pattern. It's a really good pattern to use in the lakes and the ponds, even in the rivers. It acts a lot like a hurt bait fish, and we all know that the big trout or the big fish like to go after the little weaklings. So have fun fishing this fly, and I will see you later. Check out, if you're interested in this, check out my website on Etsy. Type in flies and ties in the shop section. You can see any of the other flies I tie, or you can email me at fliesandties1@gmail.com. If you have any questions, message me if you want to hear any more, if you want to know how to do anything else, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.